I started at Carter Solutions 12 years ago, a 22-year-old with a marketing degree and a talent for weaving data into campaigns that sold. I was hired as a junior analyst, but within 2 years, I'd built their analytics department from nothing, a system that tracked client behavior and predicted trends. I trained interns, turning nervous graduates into strategists who landed national accounts. My campaigns won awards, 3 Clio Awards for a retail pitch I wrote over sleepless weeks, another for a nonprofit ad that went viral. I missed my brother's graduation, my best friend's engagement party, and countless weekends with my parents, all for Carter. I pushed for a mentorship program, pairing juniors with seniors to foster growth. Colleagues called it Emma's Ladder, a quiet tribute to my efforts. The office, a gray sprawl of cubicles, bore my mark. Client thank you plaques on my desk, a wall of industry magazine covers featuring our work. Mark, my boss, signed his name to every press release, his voice the one quoted. I stayed loyal, believing my work mattered. Lately, though I felt unseen, my efforts swallowed by his shadow. A quiet unease settled in me, a sense that loyalty wasn't enough. I spent years at Carter pouring myself into the job. I'd arrive at dawn, my desk a chaos of spreadsheets and storyboards, and leave after midnight, tweaking pitches for clients like retail chains or tech startups. I mentored dozens, interns like Mia, who learned to code analytics under me, or analysts like Priya, whose data models I defended to Mark. He dismissed their work, then presented it as his own. Once I rewrote a failing campaign for a car brand in 36 hours, saving a $2 million contract. Mark gave the keynote at the launch, my name absent. I didn't complain. I thought dedication would earn respect. I organized team lunches, paid from my pocket, to boost morale in a place where cubicle walls felt like barriers. The mentorship program was my pride. I paired 20 juniors with mentors, tracked their progress, and saw 5 promoted. Mark called it his initiative in board meetings. I let it slide, but each slight built a weight I couldn't ignore. My personal life frayed under the job's demands. My partner, Alex, grew distant, tired of canceled plans. My parents stopped asking me to visit, knowing I'd cite deadlines. I kept a photo of my niece on my desk, but I'd missed her first 3 birthdays for client calls. I told myself it was temporary, that Carter valued me. But Mark's behavior shifted over time. He micromanaged, questioning my reports while praising Tom, his friend, who mishandled data and lost us a client. I warned Mark about Tom's errors, but he promoted him instead, saying I lacked big-picture vision. I swallowed the insult. 6 months ago, I started noticing cracks. Mark's meetings grew secretive, his emails vague. I worked harder, hoping to prove my worth. I didn't see the end coming. One morning, an email arrived. A meeting in boardroom 4 with Mark and Lisa from HR. No details, just a request to be prompt. I felt a flicker of unease but walked to the boardroom, past cubicles where phones rang and keyboards clicked. The room was dim, its table scratched, a faint smell of burnt coffee lingering. Mark sat at the head, his tie askew, scrolling his phone. Lisa's smile was tight, her notepad blank. Mark spoke, his tone flat. Carter's restructuring. Your position's eliminated. The words hit, but I kept my face still. Restructuring was Mark's excuse for everything: budget cuts, bad hires. Lisa pushed a folder across. Severance. 2 weeks per year, 90 days of benefits, coaching. My name was printed on it, clinical and final. 12 years now, paperwork. I understand, I said, my voice even. Mark shifted, uneasy. Clear your desk today. Return your keycard. No thanks, no recognition. I stood, adjusted my coat, and said, thank you for the opportunity. I walked out, past the mentorship board I'd designed, past colleagues who didn't yet know. Mark didn't know I'd been approached by Horizon Innovations, Carter's rival, 3 months earlier. A LinkedIn message from their recruiter praised my Clio campaigns. I ignored it, loyal to Carter. But Mark's theft of my work, Tom's promotion, and the exhaustion of being invisible pushed me to reply. I met their CEO, Elena Rivera, who offered Director of Strategy, Equity, and a team I could shape. I hadn't signed yet, but their offer sat in my inbox, a lifeline I hadn't planned to need. I sat at my desk that morning, the Carter Solutions office humming around me, phones ringing, keyboards clacking. The severance folder lay unopened, my name printed in cold font. 12 years of campaigns, mentorship, and missed family dinners, reduced to a checklist. I didn't open it. I packed a single box, notebooks, a photo of my niece, a Clio Award plaque Mark had never acknowledged. I left behind stacks of client briefs, their margins filled with my handwriting. Sarah, my closest colleague, stopped by, her eyes searching. "You're okay?" I nodded, my voice flat. "I'm fine." I didn't tell her about Horizon Innovations. At the day's end, I handed my keycard to a receptionist, her face confused. I walked out, the autumn air sharp against my skin. Carter's glass doors closed behind me, a chapter sealed. I had signed with Horizon that morning, before the boardroom meeting. 3 months earlier, a LinkedIn message from their recruiter landed in my inbox, praising my Clio-winning retail campaign. I ignored it, loyal to Carter despite Mark's theft of my ideas, his promotion of Tom, who fumbled analytics, and the exhaustion of being invisible. But the message lingered. I met Horizon's recruiter at a quiet cafe. Her words measured. "Your campaigns reshaped Carter's client base." I listened, skeptical. A second meeting followed, then a third with Elena Rivera, Horizon's CEO. A marketing legend known for building teams that outlasted trends. She offered director of strategy, equity, a corner office, and freedom to hire my own team. I negotiated a budget for 5 hires and a clause ensuring my team's work would carry their names. I hadn't planned to sign so soon, but Mark's boardroom dismissal made the decision clear. I arrived at Horizon's headquarters the next morning, my coat folded over my arm. The lobby was sleek, all glass and polished stone, sunlight bouncing off surfaces. The receptionist stood, her smile genuine. "Miss Clark, Ms. Rivera's waiting." I rode the elevator to the 14th floor, where a plaque already hung. "Emma Clark, Director of Strategy." Elena greeted me, her handshake firm. "Your work at Carter drove a 22% conversion spike," she said. "We need that here." I wasn't used to recognition, not after Mark's habit of claiming my pitches. The office was open, no cubicles, just whiteboards covered in campaign sketches, tables cluttered with coffee mugs, and a break room where laughter spilled out. It felt alive, unlike Carter's gray grid. Elena led me to a conference room, its windows framing the city skyline. A dozen executives sat around a table, notebooks open, no posturing. Elena pointed to a seat near her. "You're leading our campaign for 3 national clients, retail, tech, nonprofit. Your vision." I outlined my plan. Data-driven ads, authentic stories, visuals that spoke to real people, not algorithms. I wanted campaigns that felt human, not polished to death. The executives listened, asked questions, nodded without skepticism. One, a media buyer, suggested a podcast tie-in. I agreed, noting it. Elena leaned forward. "You've got a budget to build your team. Choose people who match your drive." I felt a door open. At Carter, I'd mentored talent Mark sidelined. Priya's data models, Jamal's bold designs, Lila's sharp copy. I could bring them here. In my office, a sunlit space with a desk, a bookshelf, and a view of the city's pulse, I drafted emails to 5 Carter colleagues. Priya, whose analytics Mark stole, deserved a platform. Jamal, whose creative pitches Tom rejected, needed space to shine. Lila, passed over for promotions, had a voice too sharp to waste. Sam, a strategist demoted for challenging Mark, brought precision. Mia, an intern I'd taught to navigate client data, was hungry to grow. My emails were short, direct. Horizon offered a chance to build something real, their names on their work. I hit send, my fingers steady. By noon, Priya replied. "I'm in. When do I start?" Jamal followed. "You had me at freedom." My phone buzzed with a LinkedIn alert. 2 Carter colleagues had updated their profiles to open to work. Sarah texted. Mark's rattled. Asked why people are restless. I didn't reply. I was focused on tomorrow when Priya would arrive, her laptop ready to map our campaign's data. Horizon's air felt different, charged with possibility. I walked to the break room, where a junior designer offered me coffee, unprompted. I took it, nodding. Carter's cubicles, Mark's shadow, the mentorship program I'd built only to see him claim it, they were fading. I stood at my office window, the city sprawling below. My team was forming, my campaign taking shape. This was where I belonged. I stood in Horizon Innovations conference room midweek, the whiteboard behind me covered in campaign notes. Priya, the first of my Carter recruits, sat at the table, her laptop open, data models flickering on her screen. She joined the day before. her quiet intensity a contrast to Carter's chaos. "Mark stole my retention analytics," she said, adjusting her glasses. Then he presented them as his. I handed her a coffee, my voice flat. "Here, your work gets your name." Jamal arrived, his sketchbook tucked under his arm. Ideas for our campaign already spilling out. "This place doesn't feel like a cage," he said, eyeing the open office, its walls lined with storyboards. At Carter, his bold designs were shot down by Tom, Mark's promoted friend. I nodded, pointing to the whiteboard. "Show me what you've got." Lila and Sam, 2 more recruits, were due to sign contracts soon. Mia, the intern, had emailed me, eager to join. My team was taking shape. Our campaign was for 3 clients: retail, tech, nonprofit, built on authentic stories, data-driven targeting, and visuals that cut through noise. Priya's models identified audience segments with precision, down to their browsing habits and values. Jamal pitched a guerrilla ad concept. Street murals with QR codes linking to interactive ads, a risky move Carter would have vetoed. I approved it, my tone even. "It's bold. Make it work." Lila, whose copywriting sparkled when Mark wasn't editing it to death, sent me draft taglines via email. Short, human, memorable. I forwarded them to the team, no changes needed. Sam, a strategist whose ideas Mark had demoted, was securing ad slots with old contacts, promising prime placements. The room buzzed, not with Carter's tense hum, but with purpose. I watched them work, my face still. This was what I'd wanted at Carter, what Mark had smothered. Carter's troubles were starting to surface. Sarah texted me during a break. Mark's all-hands meeting was a disaster. He called it restructuring momentum, but clients are complaining about late pitches. I didn't reply, my focus on Priya's latest data set, which predicted a 20% engagement boost for our retail client. Carter's office, with its gray cubicles and flickering lights, felt distant. I'd spent years there fixing Mark's mistakes, redrafting pitches, calming clients, mentoring talent he ignored. Now he was floundering. Another text from Sarah. "Lisa from HR asked if I've spoken to you. She's nervous." I set my phone down. Mia messaged me separately. "I'm done at Carter. Can I join Horizon?" I arranged a coffee meeting, my response brief. She deserved better than Carter's neglect. Horizon's culture was different. The break room had a communal coffee pot, refilled by whoever drank the last cup. A junior designer sketched mural ideas with Jamal, unprompted. Elena Rivera, the CEO, stopped by our conference room, her presence calm. "Carter's retailer client mentioned you," she said. "They said their latest pitch felt empty." I nodded, unsurprised. I'd landed that client for Carter 3 years ago with a campaign Mark barely understood. "They want a meeting with you," Elena added. "Could be big." I agreed to prep for it, my voice steady. The retailer was a chance to show what my team could do, what Carter had failed to nurture. My phone buzzed again, a LinkedIn alert. 3 Carter colleagues had marked themselves open to work. I recognized their names, analysts I'd mentored, their reports buried under Tom's errors. Sarah texted, "Mark's losing it. He's asking why people are updating profiles." I didn't answer. I was reviewing Jamal's mural, his QR code designs now paired with Lila's taglines, a seamless blend of art and words. Priya showed me a new model, her eyes bright. "This could hit 25% engagement," she said. I nodded, my face blank. At Carter, I'd fought for her ideas, only to see Mark claim them. Here, she was already leading. Lila signed her contract that afternoon, her desk set up next to Priya's. Sam confirmed he'd join the next day, his media contacts ready to boost our campaign. I emailed Mia, offering her a junior role, start date pending. The team was small but fierce, each member a piece of Carter's overlooked talent. I stood at my office window, the city's lights flickering on. Carter's mentorship program, my creation, was a ghost. Horizon was my reality now, its open space a canvas for what we could create. I typed a group chat message to my team, mural designs and data due tomorrow. Jamal replied with a thumbs up emoji, Lila with a quip. I set my phone down. Carter was unraveling, but I was building. I watched my team refine our campaign at Horizon Innovations. By the end of the week, the conference room a mess of whiteboards and coffee cups. Priya's data models now predicted a 27% engagement spike for our retail client, her spreadsheets meticulous. Jamal's guerrilla murals with QR codes linking to interactive ads were mocked up on his tablet, their colors vivid. Lila's taglines, sharp and human, adorned the whiteboard, each one tested against Priya's data. Sam joined that morning, his desk already cluttered with media contracts. He'd secured prime ad slots for our tech client, leveraging contacts Mark had alienated at Carter. Carter never let me negotiate, he said, his voice low. I nodded, my face blank. You're in charge here. Mia, the intern, signed her contract, starting as a junior analyst. She sat beside Priya, absorbing her data walkthrough. Tara, on a trial, organized our client notes, her efficiency seamless. My team, 7 strong, was a unit, each member a talent Carter had ignored. Our campaign was bold, blending Priya's analytics, Jamal's street art, Lila's words, Sam's placements, and Mia's keen eye for detail. We aimed for authenticity, ads that felt like conversations, not sales. I reviewed Jamal's latest mural, a cityscape with a QR code hidden in a painted skyline. It's ready, I said, my tone flat. Lila read a tagline aloud, real stories, real connections. I approved it, no edits. Sam showed me a podcast deal tying our nonprofit client to a popular show. I nodded, adding it to the plan. The room hummed, not with Carter's tension, but with focus. I stood at the whiteboard, marking client deadlines. This was what I tried to build at Carter, what Mark had stifled. Carter's cracks were widening. Sarah texted me during lunch. Mark's latest pitch flopped. Client called it generic. I didn't reply, my focus on Mia's first data report, clean and promising. Another text. 2 analysts quit. Mark's blaming market shifts. I set my phone down. I'd spent years at Carter fixing Mark's errors, redrafting pitches, calming clients, mentoring talent he buried. Now he was sinking. A LinkedIn alert showed 4 Carter colleagues as open to work, their names familiar. Juniors I'd paired in my mentorship program. One, an intern named Tara, messaged me, is Horizon hiring? Carter's a mess. I scheduled a coffee, my response brief. Tara's potential, like Mia's, deserved a chance. Horizon's office felt alive. A creative team sketched in the break room, their laughter mixing with coffee steam. A media buyer offered me a muffin unprompted. Elena Rivera stopped by, her presence steady. The retailer client's pushing for an early pitch, she said. They're done with Carter's delays. I nodded, my voice even. I'd won that client for Carter with a campaign Mark barely grasped. We're ready, I said. The pitch was a week away, our campaign nearly complete. Sarah texted again, Mark asked about you. He's desperate. I ignored it. My team's group chat buzzed. Jamal, murals printed. Lila, taglines viral potential. I typed, Polish everything. Emojis flooded back, a silent cheer. I met Tara for coffee, her resume sharp despite Carter's neglect. I offered her a trial role, start date pending. Back at Horizon, Priya showed me a new model, her confidence growing. This could hit 30% engagement, she said. I nodded, my face still. At Carter, I'd fought for her, only to see Mark claim her work. Here, she was a leader. Sam secured a billboard slot, his negotiation saving thousands. Lila tested taglines with Mia, their banter light. I stood at my office window, the city's pulse steady. Carter's mentorship program, my creation, was a ghost. Horizon was real, its open space a stage for my team's ideas. I typed a note for Elena, pitch prep on track. My phone stayed quiet. Carter was unraveling, but I was building something lasting. I stood before a projector the following week, my team's campaign draft glowing on the screen. Priya's data models, now finalized, projected a 28% engagement boost for our retail client, every metric backed by her late-night calculations. Jamal's murals, with QR codes embedded in urban art, were printed, ready for city walls. Lila's taglines, tested with focus groups, hit every emotional mark. Sam's ad slots span billboards, podcasts, and social media, his contacts delivering premium spots. Mia caught a typo in the pitch deck, her sharp eyes earning a nod. Tara, on a trial, organized our client notes, her efficiency seamless. My team 7 now was ready for the retailer pitch. I spoke, my voice flat. This is our moment. They nodded, their focus absolute. The pitch was in Horizon's top-floor boardroom, its windows framing the city. The retailer's CEO and her team sat across, their faces expectant. I presented her campaign, authentic stories, data-driven reach, murals that invited interaction. Priya walked through her metrics, her voice steady. Jamal showed a video of a mural, its QR code sparking an ad on his tablet. Lila read a tagline, connect where it counts. Sam detailed ad placements, his numbers precise. The CEO leaned forward, asking about scalability. I answered, my tone even, outlining a phased rollout. She smiled, shaking my hand. You've got the contract. We'd won a $3 million deal with potential for more. My team exhaled, their eyes bright. I nodded, my face blank. Carter's collapse was louder now. Sarah texted after the pitch. Carter lost another client. Mark's blaming everyone. I didn't reply, my focus on our win. A LinkedIn alert showed 6 Carter colleagues as open to work, 2 from my mentorship program. Another text, Mark's meeting was a shouting match. Staff are walking out. I set my phone down. I'd fixed Carter's messes for years, rewriting pitches, mentoring talent Mark ignored. Now he was drowning. Elena stopped by, her smile rare. The retailer's thrilled. They want you for their next campaign. I nodded, my voice steady. We'll deliver. She added. Carter's tech clients sniffing around. Your name came up. I agreed to meet them, my focus on Horizon. Mark texted that evening. Heard you're killing it. Can we talk? No apology, just a reach as Carter sank. I ignored it. My team's group chat buzzed. Priya. Data's already scaling. Jamal. Murals are up. I typed. Prep for the tech client. Lila replied with a gif, Sam with a thumbs up. I stood in my office, the city's lights steady. Carter's chaos was a distant noise. I'd built their mentorship program, only to see Mark claim it. Here my team's names were on every slide, their voices in every meeting. Sarah texted. Carter's bleeding clients. Mark's on thin ice. I didn't answer. I was reviewing Mia's latest report, her confidence growing. Tara asked for a full-time role. I drafted her offer, my fingers steady. Horizon's break room was busy. Creative sketching over coffee. A junior analyst offered me a cookie unprompted. I took it, nodding. My team was a unit. Each member a piece of Carter's discarded talent. I met the tech client the next day. Their interest sparked by our retailer win. They asked for a pitch citing Carter's uninspired work. I agreed, my voice flat. Back at Horizon, Priya and Sam brainstormed with Tara. Their ideas flowing. Lila tested taglines with Mia. Their laughter soft. I stood at the whiteboard mapping our next campaign. Carter's failures were irrelevant. My team was building something real, something that would outlast the noise. I sat in Horizon's conference room a month later, the air charged with news. Elena walked in, her eyes sharp. We landed a $12 million, 3-year deal with the global retailer, she said. Our campaign, Priya's metrics, Jamal's murals, Lila's taglines, Sam's ad buys, Mia's edits, Tara's logistics, had outperformed expectations. The retailer's CEO had emailed, praising our human touch. My team, now 8 with Tara's full-time hire, cheered quietly. I nodded, my face blank. The deal was Carter's dream, one Mark had chased for years and lost with a weak pitch. Horizon's boardroom erupted in applause, but I focused on my team. Priya's steady gaze, Jamal's grin, Lila's relief, Sam's nod, Mia's shy smile, Tara's pride. Carter's collapse was industry talk. Sarah texted. Mark's gone. Board fired him. I didn't reply, my focus on our campaign's rollout. LinkedIn showed 10 Carter colleagues as open to work, half from my mentorship program. Another text. Carter's office is chaos. Clients are bailing. I set my phone down. I'd carried Carter for years, fixing pitches, mentoring talent, saving contracts. Now they were a ghost. Elena stopped by. The tech client signed a $2 million pilot, she said. They want you leading. I nodded, my voice flat. We're ready, she added. Carter's nonprofit clients reaching out. They mentioned your name. I agreed to a meeting, my focus on Horizon. My team was thriving. Priya led a data workshop, her models now industry benchmarks. Jamal's murals won a design award, his name in trade magazines. Lila's taglines were quoted by clients, her confidence soaring. Sam secured a national ad buy, his contacts unmatched. Mia presented her first client report, her voice clear. Tara streamlined our pitch process, her trial a distant memory. I ensured their contracts gave ownership, names on every ad, credit in every meeting. I stood at my office window, the city's lights steady. Carter's mentorship program, my creation, was forgotten. Horizon was my reality. Its open space a testament to my team's work. Mark emailed that evening. I messed up, Emma. Carter's done. I'm sorry. I read it, then archived it. His words, once vital, were empty. My team's group chat buzzed. Priya. Tech clients scaling. Lila. New taglines ready. I typed. Nonprofit pitch next. Jamal replied with a GIF. Mia with a heart emoji. Sarah texted. Carter's lost 5 clients this month. Office is half empty. I didn't answer. I was reviewing Tara's latest schedule. Her efficiency flawless. A new analyst, another Carter defector, messaged me for a role. I scheduled a coffee, my response brief. Horizon's break room was lively. Creatives debating ad trends. A designer offered me tea unprompted. I took it, nodding. I met the nonprofit client the next day. Their interest sparked by our retailer success. They signed a $1 million deal citing Carter's stale work. I stood in Horizon's conference room, mapping our next campaign. Priya and Jamal brainstormed with Mia, their ideas bold. Lila tested taglines with Tara, their rhythm tight. Sam pitched a cross-platform buy, his numbers sharp. I typed a note for Elena. Nonprofit deal secured. Carter's collapse was a footnote. My team was building something enduring. Their voices louder than Mark's ever was. I looked at the whiteboard, our campaign deadlines clear. This was what I'd fought for, what Carter couldn't hold. I stood at Horizon's annual summit a year later, presenting our record-breaking Q1. Our $12 million retailer deal had sparked a growth wave, with tech and nonprofit contracts pushing Horizon to the industry's top tier. Priya's data models were licensed by other firms, her name on every patent. Jamal's murals were featured in a national exhibit, his designs iconic. Lila's taglines anchored global campaigns, clients requesting her by name. Sam led media strategy for 10 clients, his buys unmatched. Mia, now a senior analyst, mentored new hires. Tara ran our pitch logistics, her systems flawless. My team, now 12, was a force, each member a Carter talent I'd lifted. I spoke, my voice flat. We built this. The audience clapped, but I watched my team, their faces proud. Carter was a shadow. Sarah texted months ago. Carter's bankrupt. Office is shuttered. I didn't reply, my focus on Horizon. LinkedIn showed Carter's staff scattered, many messaging me for jobs. I hired 3, their skills sharp despite Mark's neglect. The retailer's CEO emailed, $5 million expansion signed. Your team's unmatched. I shared it with my team's group chat, sparking emojis. Priya led industry panels, Jamal taught design workshops, Lila wrote a trade article. Mia trained interns, her confidence steady. Tara streamlined our Q2 pitches, her name on every schedule. I ensured their work was credited, their voices heard. I stood in my office, the city's light steady. Carter's mentorship program was a memory. Horizon was my legacy. Mark emailed again. I lost everything. You were the backbone. I'm sorry. I archived it, his words irrelevant. My team's group chat buzzed. Mia, new client signed. Jamal, murals viral. I typed, keep building. Lila replied with a GIF, Sam with a nod emoji. Elena stopped by. A logistics client wants you. Carter lost them years ago. I agreed to a pitch, my voice flat. Horizon's break room was alive, analysts debating trends. A junior offered me coffee unprompted. I took it, nodding. My team mentored new hires, their desks cluttered with ideas. Priya showed me a new model, her eyes bright. Lila tested taglines with Mia, their laughter soft. Sam pitched a global buy, his numbers tight. I met the logistics client, their $3 million deal signed in a week. They cited Carter's collapse, praising our real work. I stood at the whiteboard, mapping our next campaign. Jamal brainstormed with Tara, their ideas bold. Priya mentored a new analyst, her patience steady. I typed a note for Elena, logistics deal done. Carter was gone, its office a ghost town. My team was the future, their names on every ad, their impact undeniable. I looked at the city, its pulse strong. I turned a boardroom betrayal into a movement, not for revenge, but for something lasting. My team's voices, once silenced, were now loud. This was just the beginning.